What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I hope everybody's having an awesome day. I just wanted to do another unboxing video. This literally just came in through the door, and of course I got one action figure that just got recently graded by the Collector Archive Services, and that is Lion-O from Thundercats. And of course this is a 1980s Thundercats action figure. And this is the original Lion-O, the first series that Lion-O came and all the accessories and everything like that. So he's got the Sword of Omens, he's got his shield, shield claw, I guess that's what it's called, or claw shield, and then he has the power ring there. What was interesting because you had it pretty much held the battery, and then you would make a connection on the back, and then the eyes will light up. So very interesting, but it's still in its poly bag and everything like that. So let me go ahead, take it outside a poly bag, and then that way we could take a closer look at this action figure. Alright guys, so there he is out of the poly bag. Now obviously it looks 10 times way better outside of the poly bag. And so this thing, I mean, Lion-O looks amazing. And let me just show you the label here. So so we have a 1986 LJN Thundercats Heroes, and this is Lion-O. His overall score was an 83.7, but he received an 80 plus score. So really a great score for something from from 86. And I think this thing looks amazing. This is considered the first series of Thundercats. So he had his accessories. So he's got the Sword of Omens, obviously the claw shield, and then he had the power ring. And of course, the power ring came with the battery, and as you can see, it's got a little metal tip there. And so what you would do with that power ring is insert it right here to the backside and make that metal to metal connection there, and then his eyes will light up. So there was kind of like a little light bulb inside his head, so his eyes will light up. Now another kind of interesting feature about this character and this action figure is that he's got this switch here, and what would happen is you would just kind of hit that switch, and this arm right here would just kind of do like a chopping motion. And that was kind of like LJN's they're kind of like their way of enticing kids to buy their products, because that company was kind of hit up for making Thundercats action figures. LJN was kind of like just doing video games. They were making a lot of video games for the NES. So they made like Back to the Future, they were making Gremlins, Indiana Jones, the Terminator. And in about 1995 they kind of like merged with Acclaim Entertainment, and so they started just producing more and more video games, and they weren't really doing toys. So it's very interesting. This is kind of like the original kind of like what got them into making toys, but it didn't last that long. But Lion-O again was distribute all different toys companies throughout the world. And it's very interesting because in Europe Thundercats was called Cosmo Cats, and so there's unique variants. I think the biggest variant out there is, I believe there's like a red hair and an orange hair Lion-O. And then of course series 2 had Snarf, and that's when they started doing the companions for Thundercats and everything like that, because they didn't add in like the kids, they didn't add in Snarf or all the little like smaller characters. They just kind of focused on the main characters. So this is the first series 1 Lion-O. And of course on the card back, this was usually on a 8 back, so you had 4 heroes and then you had 4 villains, and that was pretty much the first wave. But overall, I mean, this thing is a beauty. I love it. I love the way they display the accessories. I just wish that I had the catalog. Now that was something that they always added with their figures, was like a little catalog of their upcoming like action figures and stuff. So it was pretty smart on their end to kind of entice kids to look forward to the new action figures or what else is out there at toy stores. But they always had a catalog, and I just did not get this with the catalog, which is too bad. But overall, I'm glad that the accessories are in pristine like condition, like they're beautiful. Like the biggest thing is of course these sort of omens, like you could tell like a lot of the paint starts to rub off, you know what I mean? So you could start seeing more and more red. And then of course with the power ring, what happens is the two connectors, the positive and negative one, they start to rust. So that is one problem, of course. And then the figure itself, you know, it's kind of, you know, the common thing with all action figures from the 80s, 70s or whatever, like they start becoming, you know, sun bleached if they're just out, you know, exposed to the sun. But this thing looks gorgeous. Like I said, there's just minor scuffs. Of course, you can see it right below his eye, and then there's one right there. But overall, I think this thing is amazing. It looks great, and I love the way it's displayed. And an 80+ score, I mean, that is a great score for any vintage or, you know, retro action figure out there. But I just wanted to share this. Literally just came in, and I wanted to do an unboxing for you guys and show you. You know me, I just love collecting vintage and retro action figures. And of course, now since this is back, I'm gonna start sending in the real Ghostbusters from Kenner. And also, I'll put this guy to the side here because another thing too for collector archive services is that they're starting to do kind of like a club membership deal. And of course, you know, just like AFA has like 3 tiers of membership. So they have, you know, the silver, the gold, and then a platinum. And so here they're starting to do the same thing like AFA, whereas here you could kind of, you know, do the first, you know, kind of tier of the you know, membership, excuse me, or you could do the second tier. And of course here they're offering at, you know, $249 is an annual subscription. So it's a little high, but you know, you are getting a 10% off all your submissions, which is pretty neat. You do get 1 free 7-day express turnaround on a carded or a box you know, action figure, which is kind of cool. You get 1 free submission of any carded action figure, so that's nice. You do get 1 free submission of any loose, but it's only Star Wars action figures, so that kind of sucks. I wish they was just like any loose figure. And then of course you do get 1 member only entry into their annual raffle for each item submitted. So that's kind of interesting. So I guess they're gonna do like an annual raffle, and then you get to, you know, partake in that. And then of course you do get 1, you know, collector archive service army t-shirt. So that's kind of interesting. And then of course their other tier here, which this is a huge tier here. So this is the super collector membership, and this one's going for $4.99 annual. So that's a hefty price there. But you are getting 10% discount on all your submissions. You are getting 3 free 7-day express turnaround submissions on any carded figures or box figures. You get 3 free submissions on any carded figures, which is nice. And then you get 3 free submissions on any loose Star Wars figures. I wish they would change that, you know, to other loose figures. I think that would probably entice me a little bit more. Or I don't know if anybody else wants, you know, has other figures that they want to get collected. And then here you do get 2 members only entries to their annual raffle, and then of course you get that free t-shirt. Now they're the annual raffle, I guess what they're doing is they're going to be giving out 1 grand prize, which is going to be $250 gift card, which is nice. And then they're going to give out 5 $100 gift cards, and then they're going to do 10 $50 gift cards. So pretty interesting. But I just wanted to put that information out there that they just announced this, I want to say like a couple weeks ago. And so that's kind of cool that they're starting to do kind of like a membership thing. It is a little pricey. I think like for AFA, I am a silver member, and I believe I pay maybe, I want to say $100 or $200 a year, but that gives me like 10%. So it kind of adds up if you're submitting a lot. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And that's pretty much it. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.